made my way to Weehawken, New Jersey this morning, right across the river from Manhattan. You can see it right behind me. And I want to try something this morning that I haven't done before. I'm going to try to do an image in which one side of the screen, one side of the picture is night, and it gradually shifts to daylight on the other side of the image. So what I'll have to do is take a series of pictures as the sun rises, and then in Photoshop I will blend them together. I have no idea if this is going to work, but it's a kind of a calm morning. It's not too windy, a little chilly, but not brutal, and so I'll give it a shot. We'll see how it comes out. Okay, I got my camera on my tripod. I just want to I'm going to use a remote shutter release so I don't have to touch the camera, and that will make sure it's sharp. And I'll get my composition set up. I'm going to have to leave this camera exactly as it is, very still, so as I blend it you won't see any overlap with the buildings or the lights from the building. So I'll set it up. Alright, so I got the first shot. Hopefully that'll work. That'll be kind of the nighttime shot. And as the sun comes up, I'll keep shooting. I'll be here for a little over an hour. Chilly. It's like watching water boil. Sun is up. I am going to head home now. I'll get these images on the computer. I'll see if I can make something of it. If it's really good, it'll show up right about now. Okay, well, I'm going to do something a little different today. I'm actually going to show you how I am editing this image. It's a little tricky because I'm using several different images, so I thought I'd walk you through the process. So what you see now is my Lightroom screen, and I've downloaded the photos from this morning into Lightroom. I've got rid of a bunch of them. I picked 4 that I think will work very well, and I've done some editing on them already, but what I want to do now is bring them into Photoshop. So I'll do Photo, Edit In, and I want to open them as layers in Photoshop. And once I have them in Photoshop as layers, then I can start to do a reveal essentially across the image from left to right as I go from dark to bright. This will take a little bit of time, but just to give you a sense, you can see on the right the layers are kind of populating in Photoshop, and what I'll want to do is reverse them. So the darker one will be on top, and I just like to see it work the other way. So I'm going to drag this down to the bottom. I'll drag the next one down and the next one down, and so essentially they're going from darkest on the bottom to brightest on top. Let me hide the top 2 layers. So what you see now is you're seeing the second layer, and underneath of course is the darker layer. So relatively simple. I want to put a mask on there. I'm going to go to the gradient tool, which I have. And I want to choose black as my foreground color, and essentially just drag a line across for the first part of the image, and you'll see that bottom layer gets revealed, and it's dark. You can already start to see it's going from dark to light. And I just want to follow this method right along. So if I put a mask on the third layer, again using the gradient tool, and I'm going to start more in the middle because the left side's already dark, but if I can do this, you see that start to emerge even better. Darker to brighter to brighter. And then really there's just one more layer, the top layer, which is the brightest. Again, I'm going to put a mask on there. Choose the gradient tool, which we have, and I'll just go from the far right over. So, I still have some work to do. There's two issues, really. One is I've got some sensor spots that I have to get rid of. Secondly, these layers are not perfectly aligned. If you zoom in closely, you can get a sense that the buildings don't exactly line up on each layer. And so it's a little painstaking, but I will go through and make sure those layers are aligned. And all that is changing the opacity and moving them to make sure that they do align well. But once I do that, I'll be good to go. In fact, here is the final image.